Last time I was in Washington is August 2016. Since then, many things have changed in Washington. We have a new administration with a radically different approach to government and to the world. But the substance of US relations with Asia have not been turned upside down. US economic interests in Asia are substantial and growing. Your trans-Pacific trade exceeds the transatlantic trade, has been for some time, continues so. Your multinationals have major investments in many Asian countries, including Singapore. And your economic ties are complemented by major strategic and security interests. Major US allies are in Asia: Japan, South Korea, Australia, Philippines. You have ties with China, which are the most important bilateral relationship in the world. And the peace and stability of the Asia-Pacific is a vital United States national security interest. Successive administrations, both Republican and Democrat, have developed American relationships with Asia and strived for stability in the region, and contributed to the stability in the region by your military presence, by your security focus, by your comprehensive diplomacy and economic relationship. It's the right thing to do because Asia is one of the most dynamic regions in the world economy. The hype about an Asian century has cooled off, but Asian economies are still among the most vibrant in the world, fastest growing, accounting for 2/3 of global growth today. If you look at Chinese companies like Alibaba or Huawei, or Indian companies like Bharti Enterprises or the Mahindra Group, these are not just big companies, they are world-class multinationals. And there will be more. And not only are individual Asian economies doing well, but the region as a whole is becoming more integrated and more interdependent. So different parts of Asia are linking up. In Southeast Asia, the ASEAN countries have an ASEAN economic community, and by 2030, they will be the 4th largest single market in the world. ASEAN, together with its Asian regional partners, China, Korea, Japan, India, Australia, New Zealand, we are forming an FTA, a regional comprehensive economic partnership. And the key thing is it includes ASEAN, and it will include China and India, and it is a way to bring the countries in Asia closer together and increase the interdependence and the incentive to work together rather than to collide with one another. It will cover half the world's population and 1/3 of global GDP. India is making progress with Mr. Modi, getting its economy moving, getting its bureaucracy trimmed back, getting its taxes rationalized, bringing in investments and linking up with the rest of the world. It has been less active than the Chinese in developing its external relations, but I think as its economy grows, its incentive to do that will grow. And they have a slogan, look east, now it's act east, and we think that is to the good. China itself has been vigorously promoting its interlinkages with the world, particularly with the region. It has the AIIB, the Asia Industrial Bank, Infrastructure and Investment Bank. And now they have what they call the Belt and Road Initiative, basically ways in which China can contribute to the regional economy, and it can link up itself with its neighbors in a way which is mutually beneficial. China has been the most important single driver in Asia's prosperity and integration. The growth rate has slowed, but still at 6+%. It is very impressive. And it has become the largest trading partner of nearly every Asian country, including nearly all America's treaty partners, whether it's Japan, whether it's Australia, whether it's South Korea. Their biggest trading partner is not the US, it's China. You can draw different conclusions from that. You can say, therefore, why is the US protecting them? Or you can say, well, why shouldn't the US do more business with them to strengthen the relationship? And there are different views, and I can tell you that I go with the second view. Asian countries want to benefit from the trade and economic opportunities that China offers. They welcome China's initiatives, the AIIB, the Belt and Road, to develop win-win partnerships with its neighbors. And they do so because these schemes meet needs of these Asian countries, urgent needs for financing, for better infrastructure, for better connectivity in Asia. And also from a strategic point of view, these schemes are constructive, stabilizing ways to accommodate China's growing influence in the international system. China is growing, its influence will grow, its desire to have a say in world affairs will grow, and the question is, how can this be accommodated? And I think doing so in a way which brings in its neighbors and benefits its neighbors, I think that is the right approach to go about it. It will still be a difficult transition, but I think that is the most promising approach. Asian countries will participate in this, but at the same time, they want an open, inclusive regional architecture, and they don't want to see a world divided into rival blocs. Because they've prospered under a global multilateral system of trade and finance, they have substantial economic links with the US, with Europe, and they want to maintain and to grow these links even as they deepen cooperation within the Asian region. The TPP was one way to deepen economic cooperation across the Pacific and to achieve a strategic objective, which was to bring the Pacific countries closer together and enhance the chances of stability and security. But because of domestic imperatives, the US decided to withdraw from the TPP. The remaining TPP countries are naturally disappointed, but they are continuing to work among themselves to take the TPP 11 forward. They also hope that America will continue to maintain and enhance its economic ties with Asian countries in other ways. It is, I don't think that's from me. This is not the time to start major new trade initiatives, but America should still uphold free trade. It should tackle trade issues which arise, and they will arise, cooperatively with its partners, and it has to continue to adopt a policy of sustained economic engagement in the region. Asia has abundant opportunities for US businesses. The investment and technological gaps in Asia as the economies grow rapidly are opportunities for American companies to step into. The growing middle classes that purchase innovative and high-quality US products are another growing market. There's great scope for American businesses to grow new markets, to make fresh investments, and create prosperity on both sides of the Pacific. If you look at iPhones, I think Asia is one of the biggest markets. In Singapore, unlike in many other parts of the world, the iPhone is really the dominant player rather than for a niche upper-end market. Your engines and aeroplanes sell all over Asia. Boeing sells, Pratt & Whitney, GE. In fact, today, Boeing will be signing an agreement with SIA to sell 39 aeroplanes to SIA. And that's one of the things we are doing in the White House when I call on President Trump later on. And those are just two of the things. In between is not just things, but also services, banking, IT services, all enormous opportunities for American businesses and enormous boons to American consumers who benefit from products, from services in Asia, which will make you competitive and improve your quality of life. The key is the US stance. What do you believe? Where do you stand? Do you still believe that you still have the most to gain from an interdependent world, open exchanges, and multilateral rules? In particular, how will your relations with China develop? I think there are key questions, and how America answers these questions will determine not just the prosperity, but also the war and peace, and not just in Asia, but in the world.